So from the crime scene, the DNA that was taken, we actually have a sample of your DNA, and it was compared to the crime scene DNA, and it matched. So we know that you were there at the time when Leslie died.
But I never gave a sample of DNA.
That's correct. We obtained a sample from a discarded water bottle that you drank out of.
This man sitting in that interrogation room is Eugene Gliggore, a 45-year-old Washington, D.C. resident and former high school boyfriend of a murder victim's daughter.
I probably call my girlfriend and ask her to help find somebody. I don't know. I mean,
you know, we know
why would
that
my DNA be there?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
So what you think happened? I don't know. I can't verify. I don't know. I don't recall. I don't have any memory. I didn't do anything that you're talking about, so I don't.
There's no tears coming out of your face.
I'm very dry right now.
You're dry?
I'm very dry. I'm parched. I'm dehydrated. You can probably see my eyes are bloodshot red because I'm just tired and drained. I don't know what's going on. You want me to drink water so I can tear? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know.
What we're trying to figure out is how your blood was at the scene that day.
According to DNA evidence, this same man beat and strangled a woman to death inside her own home. This case is one of the most remarkable cold cases in recent memory. Eugene Gliggore had been living a completely normal life for 23 years. No arrests, no suspicion, nothing connecting him to this crime in any official record anywhere, because the woman he allegedly killed, Leslie Prier, died in May 2001, and the DNA she scratched from her killer's body during that struggle sat in an evidence locker for over 2 decades. Waiting for technology to catch up. Leslie was a wife and a mother, living a quiet life in Montgomery County, Maryland, the suburbs of Washington, D.C. She didn't show up for work one morning in May 2001. Her husband, Sandy, and her co-worker went to check on her. They found her beaten and strangled to death inside her home. Police had a suspect almost immediately. But it wasn't Eugene. It was Sandy, her own husband, and detectives were so sure they had their man, they brought him in for interrogation just 22 days after his wife's murder.
I would love to be able to say you didn't do this. I really, honest to God, would. I'd like it to be some other with a record of that kind of behavior. But that's not the way this is playing out. And that's not the way it's going to play out. We all know who's responsible. It's just a matter of getting to the truth of it all and having you explain to us what drove all this. Give us a break. Give yourself a break. It's got to be a living nightmare. How long can you keep your job doing that? It's going to tell on you. People at work are wondering. Your family's wondering. Everybody's wondering. And they're reading the papers and they're not seeing anything about police picking up some stranger or something like that. Just talk to us about this, Sandy. Get it over with. And start building.
Let me say this. I'll stay here all night with you guys and listen to you talk. But I repeat, I'm not saying anything unless my lawyer's here.
Sandy held firm, and he was right because he was completely innocent. The most important piece of evidence in this entire case was the DNA found underneath Leslie's fingernails. She had fought back against her killer, scratched him, and whatever she pulled from that person, it was collected and tested. It did not match Sandy, not even close. Just like that, their only suspect was gone, and the real killer was still out there, completely untouched. The case went cold, but Leslie had a daughter named Lauren. And a year later, Lauren walked into that same police station looking for answers.
Well, first of all, I guess you called me and you said that you wanted to come by and talk or so forth, so here we are.
Here we are.
Go ahead.
Well, basically it's me. I haven't really had much contact with you guys.
Uh-huh.
I was just wondering if what I should be doing or if there's like where things stand.
Well, we followed, a number of leads, in reference to the revelation some time ago, I guess towards the end of last summer, where we found some DNA material that looked like it was from someone else. Which, and as you know, we were focusing pretty strongly on your father at that point in time.
Right.
Given the facts and circumstances of the cases, we knew them at that time. And of course, when that came out, then we began to spread that out, because obviously there was someone else there or within the residence. In the course of that investigation, we haven't found a thing that would tie it. We've done a number of interviews with people who do burglaries, things like that, home invasion things, because if your dad's not involved in this, it's got to be someone that would have a reason to be in the house or something.
Lauren left that meeting with nothing. No suspect, no answers. Life moved on, but the case didn't. Sandy lived for years under quiet suspicion. Never charged, never fully cleared. He died in 2017, before the truth came out, but detectives never closed the file. Back in 2002, a neighbor had mentioned a name, a former boyfriend of Lauren's who had spent time in the house. At the time, it led nowhere. 22 years later, they looked again, and this time it led somewhere. In 2024, cold case detectives ran the unknown DNA profile through a familial DNA database, a newer technology that doesn't just search for direct matches, but for relatives of the person in question. They got a hit, not to Eugene himself, but to a distant relative of his living in Romania. From there, investigators worked backwards and traced the DNA to Eugene Gliggore. He had never been arrested, never shown up in any system, which is exactly why the DNA had never matched anyone for 23 years. Now detectives had a name, but they needed one more thing: a confirmed DNA sample from Eugene himself. They couldn't just ask him for one, so they followed him to Dulles Airport, where they watched him drink from a bottle of water and throw it in the trash. The moment he walked away, detectives pulled that bottle out of the bin, swabbed it, and sent it for testing. It matched perfectly. Eugene Gliggore's DNA matched the DNA found under Leslie Pryor's fingernails in 2001. He was arrested immediately, and he had absolutely no idea what was coming.
All right, we'll adjust it. Hold on. I'm ready for comfort, but we'll make it.
I get it.
Yeah, we'll make it. We'll ease it up on it. Yeah, no problem, man. I ain't got nothing personal wrong with you.
Yeah.
Do you go to the office, or what do you do?
No, I work from home.
Okay. What were you doing out here, just chilling out in the fresh air?
Just having some coffee. Yeah.
Okay.
Casual, calm, and completely unsuspecting. He's making small talk with the officers, putting him in handcuffs, talking about working from home, getting fresh air. He has no idea that a water bottle he threw away just connected him to a murder from 23 years ago. In few hours, he will be sitting in an interrogation room, and the chit-chat will turn into something else. Before we go any further, please take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That means a lot. Thank you.
I am Detective Graston. This is Detective DuPoy.
Hi there.
From Montgomery County.
Okay.
I'm sure you're wondering what this is all
I
about.
would really like to know.
Yeah.
This has been really hard, whatever's
Sure.
happening.
Well, we're going to get through all of that with... Do you recall back in 2001, Leslie Pryor?
Yes, that she was murdered, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So that's the case that we are investigating. You went to BCC with her daughter at the time?
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay. And what was your relationship with Lauren, the daughter?
We had dated.
Okay. And when did you guys date? Do you remember years?
Exact dates, I'm not entirely sure.
Were you in high school or was it after high school?
Yeah, it was high school. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe like 1994 to 1997 or something around there.
Okay. So back then, when you guys were dating, where did you live?
I lived in with my mother in Rockville.
Okay. Do you remember the address or what street or anything?
I wish I did. I don't.
Okay. And you said you lived with your mother. Were your parents separated?
Yeah.
Okay. Well before her mother was killed, do you remember, like, were you still in touch with Lauren when this stuff happened to her mom?
No, we had broken up a couple years before, at least. Maybe longer, I'm not sure. And I believe I reached out just to send my regards, and maybe saw her a couple times, and but that was it.
Okay. Do you remember how you found out about it?
I remember I was at work, and I believe she had actually told me that she had come into where I was working at a restaurant, and she had told me that what had happened.
What restaurant was that? Do you remember?
It was a restaurant called Black's.
Okay.
In Bethesda.
Okay. When you guys were dating, how close were you with the family? Like, did you spend a lot of time at their house, or did you know them real well?
I knew the family. I, definitely spent time. She spent time at my house. I've spent time at her house. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
So, how were you close with her parents?
I mean, I wouldn't say close with them. I don't know how much. I don't know if close would be the right word.
Yes, he knew them, he'd been in the house but pulling back on everything else, not close with the parents, barely in touch after the breakup, and he just sent his regards when Leslie died. He's managing the story, creating distance between himself and that house before detectives even tell him why it matters. Here's the problem. Detectives already know why it matters, and they're about to start showing their hand, starting with the DNA profile that's been sitting in their system for 23 years, with no match until now.
From the crime scene, we have DNA from the person who was there when Leslie died. So there's Leslie's blood all over the place, obviously, but then there's also another DNA profile that was picked up from the crime scene. And we had put that into CODIS, our database from the National CODIS DNA Index System, and it has never hit. So whoever was there, whoever's DNA was also on the scene, has never. So we realized that they never talked to you, never did anything, and we wanted to find out more about you. And if there was any kind of situation where you could have been at the house at that time.
I'm a little confused. So to find out more and talk to me, why not just call me and ask me to come in and talk to me versus have marshals come and arrest me and bring me in? I'm just confused as to why that's the case.
Well, because we needed to talk to you in a controlled environment, and because there's a little bit more to it than what we've told you so far.
Could you tell me?
Well, we're getting there. I'm trying to give you an opportunity to be a little bit forthcoming before we.
I mean, I feel a little bit trapped here, like.
Well, you're under arrest, so you should feel trapped.
Right, and so I think, I mean, probably asking for a lawyer is my best course of action at this point.
Okay.
Instead of doing any more discussing or talking about it, it just doesn't seem. I don't understand, so I'd like to have somebody.
Well, that's why we're trying to talk to you about it.
I know,
but we can't.
And there's two of you and one of me, so
Sure.
I feel a little outnumbered, and I probably would need some type of representation if I am under arrest, as you said, which I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I think that having a lawyer would be the best for me in my interest at this point.
That's totally fine. And we don't have to ask you any more questions, but we are going to just tell you some stuff. Okay? So
We're getting there. That's the moment Eugene should have gone completely silent. Because what that phrase means in an interrogation room is, we have everything, and we are about to lay it all in front of you. He can feel it, you can hear it, That shift from confused to nervous, and his instinct kicks in. He asks for a lawyer and stopped talking before they could ask him anything he'd have to lie about. But detectives aren't asking questions anymore. What they're about to do is make a statement, one that requires no response, one that 23 years of evidence has been building toward.
From the crime scene, the DNA that was taken, we actually have a sample of your DNA, and it was compared to the crime scene DNA, and it matched. So we know that you were there at the time when Leslie died.
But I never gave a sample of DNA.
That's correct. We obtained a sample from a discarded water bottle that you drank out of. So you were followed, and we collected it after you discarded it into the trash, and it was swabbed and it was compared. So your DNA matches the crime scene DNA.
I don't know what to say. I have no recollection. I have no memory. I don't know what to say.
Okay, well, that's why we wanted to talk to you, to find out if there's any other explanation. But we can't ask you any more questions if you want a lawyer present.
Yeah, I think I should have a lawyer present. I don't know what to do or say. It doesn't make sense to me, so I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Do you have a lawyer that you...
No.
Okay.
I don't have to call. I don't know. I probably would call my girlfriend and ask her to help find somebody. I don't know.
You know, we wanted to try to see if there was another angle or another side to this story, and
I mean,
you know, we know
why would
that
my DNA be there?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
So I don't know. I don't know. You know, I mean, I was in the house, but it was years before.
Correct.
You know, when I dated her.
Correct.
I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. This is all very bewildering, very strange. Is there more that you're going to tell me? Is there more?
I mean, we've told you plenty. We can't continue to ask you questions.
If you want to keep talking, we can. But if you want to stop, you have to let us know for sure.
Yeah.
We can tell you more about, you know, what we think happened.
I don't, I mean, what you think happened, I don't know. I can't verify. I don't know. I don't recall. I don't have any memory. I didn't do anything that you're talking about, so I don't know. And I don't feel like I can, I don't know how to answer and go into, I don't want to try incriminate myself with questions. You guys are professionals. I'm not. I don't know. I really do think I need an attorney. I need to use the phone, and I need to call someone, and I need legal representation before I respond to anything else.
Okay, that's fine. We're not going to ask you any more questions. There's no tears coming out of your face.
I'm very dry right now.
You're dry?
I'm very dry. I'm parched. I'm dehydrated. You can probably see my eyes are bloodshot red because I'm just tired and drained. I don't know what's going on. You want me to drink water so I can tear? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't want you to tear. I just don't want
What are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to say that this seems a little put on.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh my God, you're so full of it. You're after. This is the police. This is, yes, like it makes sense. You know, it's in your eyes, it's guilty until proven innocent. I get it.
Well, honey, your DNA was in the crime scene. That's why, like, there's a reason.
There's due process, right?
Sure.
Due process. So you're saying I'm guilty before I've even been put into a court of law?
I'm saying that there's probable cause to believe that you were there when
I think what you were
died.
saying was the contrary to that. So okay, but I don't remember. I don't know.
No, I don't
So
know.
what we're trying to figure out is how your blood was at the scene that day.
If there's an alternate explanation, that's why we wanted to talk to you today, okay? So I feel like you just need to take a breath for a second, okay? That's what we're trying to figure out. Why is your blood there?
Could it have been, you know, an interrupted burglary? Did something happen where you didn't expect anybody to be home?
I have no idea. I don't remember. I don't recall.
Eugene is clearly emotional here. Whether it's real or not is something only he knows, but the detectives aren't focused on the tears. They're focused on the answers, because despite everything, the DNA, the pressure, the confrontation, he still isn't giving a clear explanation. No timeline, no alternative story, just, I don't remember. And that's the problem. At this point, the detectives have what they need. The evidence is already there. This conversation isn't about proving anything anymore. It's about whether Eugene is willing to say anything that explains it. He doesn't. And once that happens, there's only one direction this goes next.
Again, you're asking me questions that I don't know.
I'm not
and
asking
I
you a
asked
question.
you did. You just asked me a question, and I asked for legal representation,
Okay.
and you guys are very smug looking at me like I've done something, and of course it's innocent until proven guilty, right?
Sure.
Am I wrong or am I right?
You are entitled to your due process, absolutely.
This is insane. This is insane. I really don't know what else to say other than please allow me to, you
Sure.
you read it to me, right? That
Yep.
I am allowed legal representation.
Absolutely.
This would be the best thing for me to do right now.
We
I
are
don't
not going to ask
understand.
any more questions.
Nope.
You said you wanted to know more, so we were telling you more.
I'm sorry. I'm really on edge and
I can see.
upset and
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. You would like legal representation? That is absolutely your right. We will not ask you any more questions. All right?
And how do I go about doing this? What's
Well,
the?
we're done talking to you. They're going to walk you back over to processing, and once they are done, I don't know if they've done fingerprints and all that stuff with you yet. Once they're done with all that, and you meet with, I think in DC, you're going to still meet with a commissioner and be charged with this paperwork for this, or be served with it, and then you'll have an opportunity to make whatever. You keep saying you don't remember and you don't have any recollection,
Well,
but if somebody was
I mean,
not involved, it would be an adamant, I didn't do this.
I didn't do it. I definitely didn't do it. Like, this is absolutely, this is, you know, I've been an alcoholic in recovery for years now. I've been sober for years. And there are many, many times in which earlier life wasn't great. You know, abusive father, issues at, you know, but at the same time, this isn't something that I know I didn't do it.
Eugene Gliggore was charged with the murder of Leslie Prier, the same man who sat in that room claiming he had no memory, no recollection, no idea how any of this happened, pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in May 2024. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison. And then there is Sandy, Leslie's husband, the man detectives sat across from 22 days after his wife's murder and told with absolute certainty that they knew he did it. Sandy maintained his innocence through every interrogation, every whisper, every year of quiet suspicion. He died in 2017 while the real killer was still free. His obituary says he never recovered from Leslie's death. His daughter says he died of a broken heart. He never got to see Eugene Gliggore in handcuffs. He never got to hear the guilty plea. He never got to know that the DNA his wife left behind, scratched from her killer with her own hands in her final moments, was always going to find its way home. It just took 23 years and one water bottle. Sandy never got to see justice. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more real interrogation stories like this. Because cases like this don't just disappear, they wait. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.